Hey, so I'm going to show you in this video a way to manage your multi-SIM communication. So this is a big shout out to one of our clients actually. So big shout out to Charlie DeFelice. We did a video showing how you can manage multi-SIM and switch users to make that kind of easier. And he actually sent us how he had managed it, and he built a workflow to actually do it in a different fashion. So we were like, that is amazing, mate. Do you mind if we add that to our snapshot? He said yes, so we've built that, adding it to our snapshot for you guys. So just quickly, I'm just going to explain very quickly with multi-SIM and how it does work. So on this account here, so I've got our default SIM in our account here. I also have an additional SIM. All right, so there's an extra SIM attached to this account, and that SIM is attached to this user, which will use this number. So any lead that is assigned to this user will get text messages from this number if it's sent through a workflow. Any lead that is assigned to a different user or has no user assigned to them will get their messages from that default number. Now, where the confusion comes in for people sometimes is that you might be signed in as yourself and the SIM card or the user is assigned to that, the lead, I beg your pardon, is assigned to that second SIM card, and then you type a message out on here and send it, and it actually sends from the default number. And people were confused by that because I know that they're assigned to this user, but it doesn't work like that when you send out a manual message. When you send a manual message out, it's going to send from whoever you assigned in as. So what you have to do, if you're going to be doing it as a user, is switch to the other user. Okay. Now, taking its time to load. Now when I send text messages through here manually, it will send from the assigned lead because I'm actually signed in as that person. All right, but Charlie came up with a great way to do that. So it doesn't matter. You can have as many SIMs as you want. If you're managing half a dozen SIMs, it can be it's just the thing that you have to do to manage and flick through those users. So there's a better way. So there's a workflow in your snapshot. I'm going to go through here. So you don't have to do any of this. It's all built for you. It's a multi-SIM override text message. So we have a custom field, all right, that's built in called multi-SIM message override. If that gets updated, it will go through here. It will check if that message is updated, and it will then send out a text message using whatever is in that custom field. All right. Now, if you don't understand that, it really doesn't matter. It's all built for you. But effectively, you can go over here and find this drop down. Once you've installed our snapshot, you'll have a drop down here, messaging. And in here, if you type a message in here, and this will be test from SIM2, and I save this. Okay, so test from SIM2. Now that message there is now sending from SIM card number 2. Okay, I just know that because I'm assigned to this user. All right, and as I showed you in here, that is my second SIM card. All right, and that message has just appeared on my phone from that SIM card number. Now, if that user, if this lead has no user assigned to them, okay, we want to send it, it would send it from this number. So I'll go here and I'll just say test from default, and I'll save this. Okay, you see the user here has changed. There's no user assigned. It's got a question mark. So it says test from default. Now that message has just come through to me, and that has now sent from SIM card number 1. All right. Now, what if I have a user that doesn't have a SIM card assigned to them? Okay, so I'm going to pick Carlos here. All right, now Carlos does not have a SIM card assigned to them. The only user in this account that has a SIM card assigned to them is this user. All right, so from Carlos, it would send from the default. So if I test from default Carlos, let's save that. All right, so it's sending from Carlos, and that's just sent through. Now, that has just come through to me, and that has still come through from the default number. So in this way, if you use this message override here, no matter how many SIM cards you have attached or how many users you have attached to the SIM card, if you type the message from here, it will always send from the correct user because it's going through a workflow. And when messages are sent through workflows, they're automatically routed rather than when you send them through manually typing them here, because when you manually type them here, it will send it from whoever is signed in, not who the lead is assigned to. All right, so again, big shout out to Charlie. Thank you so much for putting that together and then letting us know. We think that's awesome. Appreciate that. And hopefully that helps a lot of people out there.